Assalamu alaikum. Hopefully, I'm audible.
Yes, sir.
Today, we will start our speaking module part series. In part 3, we have to answer the follow up questions. It is linked with the part 2. In part 2, about Q card session, the examiner will ask us any specific topic or any general topic. On that, we have to speak around 2 to 3 minutes. And after that, when we finish our speech 2 to 3 minutes, then examiner will ask follow-up question about that topic. Sometimes they want to more explore to this topic. They ask related to the topic information to more. Also, there are some we prepared some questions with their answers. What kind of answers we can share, we can do. Like most oftenly, they nowadays the Q card is most of the time are about environment, also health, technology, social media, and general question like about your city and your favorite person, favorite any favorite sport. So if the question is about uh, hobbies, they will ask us what is your favorite hobbies and why. So if we answered already in our Q card 2, then we provide them the answer them related to these sports, but not with the same answer. We have to add synonyms and change the structure of the answers. Here is a example answer, like if they ask about hobbies, we can give them some answer like my favorite hobby is listening to current affair podcasts. I like enjoy it because it keeps me informed about global developments in politics, business, economy, and technology. My more focus is on technology, It helps me stay updated on emerging trends and broaden my perspective on future developments. So these type of answers we can provide them. In the part 3, focus on main 3 things: the answer, your reason, your perspective, why you choose this, what is the reason and the example, and third one is the conclusion, what it gives to you, what it provides you. So if the second part, second answer is like, if they ask any specific transportations, the question is like probably like, can you tell me about the types of transportation that are commonly used in your city? So we can share the answer like, the transportation system in my city is quite modern and efficient. We have well developed metro bus network, local train routes like Orange train, and numerous connecting buses like Speedo and other government officials like Devo. The roads are wide and the infrastructure is designed to facilitate smooth and convenient travel for residents. So, if the cue card is about country and cities weather, then we provide them the answer like, the question is, can you tell me more about the weather in your city and how it changed throughout the year? So we can give them the answer. The weather in my city is quite varied throughout the year. Currently, it's moderate as we transition into autumn. Generally, we experience 4 distinct seasons: hot summers, cool winters, mild autumns, and pleasant springs. During the summer, temperatures can soar up to 50 degrees Celsius due to the dense urban environment and heavy traffic. In contrast, winter is relatively mild and comfortable without extreme cold. So, in part 3, we have to focus on some specific things like, opinions, not regular vocabulary. We have to show them the B2 and C1 vocabulary. Some words would be from C2 vocabulary, and the language to express our opinions. In this part, we use some complex compound sentences to show our examiner that we have a good command on grammar and how to make sentence, how to make a clause, and how to make a logically, how to give the logically answer like, opinion, example, and conclusion. Also, I provided some examples for weather related, transportation related, and hobbies related answers. These were the some answer if examiner ask in part 3, and sometimes these types of answers we give them in part 1 as well. So this all the part is about impromptu speeches, like we are not prepared for to these answers, as we have 1 minute to prepare for cue card. But in this part 3 we are not have a time to prepare, instead only 2 to 3 seconds. So sometimes if we are not understanding the question, we can ask the examiner, I beg your pardon, could you please repeat the questions? We can say, examiner, sorry, I couldn't get your point. Could you please repeat it? And also, we ask them, could you please explain it a bit more to understand this question? So, if you are good at previous cue card and part 1, then examiner will repeat that question. And if you are not uh, good in part 2 and part 1, like you cannot give them the proper speech 2 to 3 minutes and not provided the good answers in part 1, then they will rephrase the sometimes rephrase the question, sometimes they will skip that question and ask any other question. So keep in mind. Okay, after that, strategies to dealing not having an opinion. How we can deal with these strategies if we don't have any opinion about that question. Like here's an example. Should the state provide cheap housing in low income earners? Then we can give them the answer, as we don't have any opinion, then we have to rephrase and repeat that question with rephrasing to confirm, is this question is you asking to me? So should the government give cheap houses to poor people? Is this your question, like we are asking to the examiner? Meanwhile, we are thinking about the opinion, what opinion we can share. Or it also we can say it depends what you mean by low income. We can ask the examiner. Okay. And also we can give them some, we can start our opinions like let me think. Okay, I don't have any specific answer about it. I have never experienced that thing, so let me think. So I am not sure about how to answer that, but then we can start our opinion. Also we can say that's quite difficult to me because I never think about it. So these type of expressions we can use to give them the answer. Meanwhile, we are thinking and we give a reasonable opinion. We don't have to criticize any government, any political related answer, any religious related answer. We just have to provide a balanced opinion to show them we are a good in handling these type of questions. Okay, then for dealing with not having an opinion, if you don't have any opinion, in previous slide we were thinking about our opinion at the time, at the moment. But in this, if we don't have any specific opinion, then we can ask, like here is an example. Should the state provide cheap housing for low income earners? So the ex- candidate will provide them the answer, give them the answer like, I have not thought about it, but if I were a local inhabitant or taxpayer, then what I can do? Then we share our opinion, what I do in this scenario. After that, strategies for dealing with not finding the right words. In part three, it's an impromptu speeches. So if we don't have specific strategy, specific opinion at the moment, specific answer at the moment, then we rephrase their questions and provide them the answer with uh, to think about it and by a time around 2 to 3 seconds. And these expressions we can use like, I don't remember the exact word, but then we start our opinion. And also some expressions like, it's a bit like, it's a similar to, and also it's not exactly this thing, but I mean a sort, a kind of thing. It's a thing you, these type of expressions we use. And also in express possibility and opinion, we have some expressions to give them the answer and give by a time to think about it, like it's possible, it's likely, it's not impossible, maybe, there's a good chance, for me personally I believe that, from my experience, from my perspective, in my view. These type of expressions we use to buy a time, and then we give them a balanced opinion. After that, like I already told, that we have to rephrase their words. They ask a question and we rephrase it in our own language. Like if they ask in a proper sentence, we can rephrase it in passive voice, and we use some synonyms to elaborate this question and buy a time. We also use some linking words, as already I in previous slides I provided some expressions like furthermore, moreover, in addition. If we are giving adding something, if we are providing them any example, then we use such as an example. And if we are providing some possibility related answers, then we use it's possible, maybe, might be. We are not giving the proper answer, we are just adding some words to provide nearly possible things. Sometimes we use disagreement related answers, like if the examiner ask any question, we are not agree with that, then we use admittedly, uh, I'm afraid, I'm not I don't agree with that. So these type of expressions we use. Okay, I think I am alone today. No one is here. Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, could you please unmute yourself if you are willing to do a mock session? Excuse me, ma'am. Ma'am Ikra, are you willing to do a mock session? Okay. So then we start some examples like if examiner ask any food related question like what kind of food do you enjoy eating the most and why, so we give them the answer as in a good fluency and good manners, like it's an example answer. I absolutely love eating biryani, which is a traditional and iconic dish from Punjab, Pakistan. It's delicious, flavorful, and has a perfect balance of spices. Biryani has deep cultural significance and it popular across Pakistan, especially in cities like Karachi and Lahore. For many tours, trying biryani is a must-do experience, and it truly adds to the richness of the culinary journey. So we give them these type of answers to add all the things. Also, one of the question like, do you prefer spending time outdoor or indoor, and why? In this question, the examiner asks three questions in one. One is about outdoor, the other one is indoor, and their reasons. So we can share the answer like we can give the answer like, I believe it really depends on the weather. When the weather is pleasant, I would spending time outdoors, visiting parks, shopping malls, and other popular spots. However, if the weather is too extreme, like very hot and cold or rainy, I prefer staying indoor at home. I enjoy activities like playing board games such as chess or ludo, and even organizing a barbecue party or cooking together with family and friends. So these type of answers really give us a high score. Also some other example like, what kind of music do you listen to and why do you like it? So we can give them a answer. If we don't like a music, then we say, personally I don't listen to music very often due to some health concerns. Prolonged listening can cause discomfort and headaches for me. That said, I do enjoy music occasionally. Sometimes I listen to English music like Britney Spears and Shakira. However, music isn't a major part of my routine, so I'd say it's not really my primary interest. So after that, if examiner will ask about any book related answer, do you enjoy reading books? If so, what kind of books do you like to read? Then we can give them the answer like, absolutely, I'm quite passionate about reading. I particularly enjoy books on history and some religious texts. Currently, I'm reading a book on human history, exploring how humanity has evolved over time. Reading really broadens my knowledge and perspective on these subjects. I also have an interest in technology related books, especially those covering cutting edge advancement like artificial intelligence. But overall, history is my favorite genre. So these type of answers really help us a lot in part 1 and part 3 as well. Another example question is, do you prefer to spend your free time alone or with other people, and why? Then the possible answer is in general, I tend to spend most of my free time alone. We can say here most of the free time with friends. Okay, I enjoy engaging in activities like reading and coding, which allow me to focus and gain new knowledge. However, I do spend some time with others as well, but generally, I find that alone time is beneficial for strengthening my perspective and staying updated on emerging trends and strategies. Most of the time, I enjoy working on my laptop and diving into my interest like coding. So another example is do you like watching movies? If so, what kind of movies do you enjoy the most? The possible answer is we can say that I enjoy watching movies, and my preferences really depend on the genre. I'm particularly fond of thrillers and action movies, especially those that are intellectually stimulating with conspiracy themes or hidden perspective. On the other hand, I also enjoy comedy films as they not only entertain but also offer cultural insights and broaden my understanding of different societies. So these type of question answering really help us a lot. We can practice them and get some vocabulary and structure how these questions and answers are presented. Another example is, do you enjoy cooking? If so, what kind of dishes do you like to prepare? So the possible answer is I do enjoy cooking, although I don't do it very frequently. Usually, I cook about twice a year or maybe every 6 months. I'm particularly skilled at preparing Chinese and Pakistani dishes. It's always enjoyable to host gatherings like barbecue or parties where I can share these meals with family and friends. Cooking is not just a hobby for me, it's also a wonderful way to bond with loved ones. So these type of answers really help us, and also we can use these answers in our part 3 as well in follow up questions. Another example about living in a big city or towns, then possible answer is, from my perspective, I prefer living in a big city. Cities offer a wide range of facilities, including good infrastructure, efficient transportation, and convenient access to education and healthcare. Everything is readily available and within reach. However, living in a city also has its drawbacks, such as pollution and the lack of fresh air, which are more readily found in smaller towns or the countrysides. Ultimately, it depends on personal preferences and what one values more in their lifestyles. So, also, we can use some uh, linking words as I already told, and again, I'm using these linking words like to add information we use also, furthermore, in addition, moreover, and in examples. For example, we can use for instance, such as, for example, to show contrast words like one sentence is positive and the second one we are comparing it with the with that clause, then we can use however, on the other hand, nevertheless. And show cause and effect, we can use words therefore, consequently, as a result, and thus. To summarize or conclude, words like in conclusion, to sum up, overall, and summary. So these are all linking words, and also these are in the slides as well. We shared and uploaded on Google Drive. The link is in the Slack pin. And sometimes we use some cause and effect related things like if we use a word, a sentence, he studied hard for the exam, therefore he passed with flying colors. Like he just passed, he did not get good grades. Also, another example is the company increased its marketing budget. As a result, sales went up. And in conclusion, we can use example like in conclusion, living in a big city has both advantages and disadvantages. And also another example is to sum up, I prefer the convenience of urban living. So this was the 2 days session, and today I think no one has joined. Tomorrow it's our last session of this 4 weeks training, and we will do a complete mock session about speaking part 1, 2, and 3. If anyone want to participate, then we can do a complete mock session that will go around 10 to 15 minutes. We will ask about question for part 1, then cue card, then follow up questions. So anyway, thank you if anyone who joined, and hopefully tomorrow many other colleagues and students will join us.
Yes, sir, we can do mock test.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Today we will stop here, and tomorrow we will do a mock session.